Hi there. My name is Deb. Welcome to the Find Calm Here podcast. I'm your host. I want to share a little bit about myself for any new listeners. 3 years ago, after a frustrating afternoon in the office, I sat in the bathroom stall sobbing. I knew I couldn't see myself working in a corporate job forever, and I wanted to leave, but I wasn't sure what to do because I was stuck in $46,000 of debt. I was anxiety ridden and overwhelmed. And the next day, I spent hours looking for ways to find calm. Over the past few years, I've created a method that has helped me walk away from corporate life and create a wellness practice. Now, sharing what I've learned, I connect you to experts who've developed practices for their ideal lifestyle in a global community during our interactive workshops, through courses, and inside our private community. No matter where you are on your lifestyle journey, the Calm Method will help you discover that it's possible to find calm in building a business, designing a wellness practice, or achieving financial freedom. I invite you to join the Find Calm Here community. It's free, and you can connect and share with others and use our experience of our 30 hours of workshops and resources to help support you on your journey. After implementing the Calm Method in my life, I'm debt-free, location independent, and practice daily morning routines that bring me calm. Had I not ventured to find calm, I might still be in that bathroom stall wondering why I'm still miserable. I hope you'll join me for our upcoming virtual event and workshop, which is on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. Until then, please enjoy our preview with our Find Calm Here partner. This week, we're going to be talking about finding calm with morning routines. How would you feel if you could create time in your morning to get clear on your life goals, activate awareness, generate energy, awaken awareness for change, create hope, and empower yourself to follow your dreams? Man, that sounds pretty amazing. During our upcoming workshop, Find Calm with Sunrise, add a day to your week just for you. We're going to discover and discuss proven strategies on how to become that morning person you've always wanted to be, create an amazing transformation for the lifestyle of your dreams. Michelle is our guest for today, and she's a career coach. She helps women to define their passion and purpose with actionable goals and a clear new path for career through mentorship program. And she is titled "The Best Age Is Now" is her mentorship program. Sorry. And she says, I found that women have a really hard time making time for their professional and personal growth. So she came up with this amazing challenge. So I'm going to let you, Michelle, share a little bit more about your story and your experience with us. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I kind of feel like I was in that bathroom stall with you at some point of my life. Yes, so it's kind of it brings a lot of compassion to this moment right now, because a lot of women that I work with have found themselves in that situation, and I think I can relate to it. If I think back to maybe 15 years ago, I used to be this high corporate woman, and I loved my job. I used to be a marketing product manager for telecommunications companies, traveling the world, meeting high corporate executives. I really had the job of my dreams. But we women, for some reason, we are trained since we are in school to be praised by being perfect, by getting good grades, by just getting it all right. And at some point when we launch and we go into the corporate world, that doesn't seem to resonate anymore with us. I found that my male counterparts, for example, they would be boasting about themselves and putting themselves out there. And I was always trying to get it right and being a perfectionist. I'm a recovering perfectionist now. And throughout my trajectory, at some point, I became disillusioned with the corporate world, not because it wasn't great. It didn't suit me with my nurture and the way I wanted to bring purpose into my life and leave legacy to this world. One day I was sitting in what I thought was my, amazing, perfect car. It turned out it was a white minivan. I had 3 teenagers in the back. I'm carpooling kids. And everyone's screaming and I'm kind of having that maybe bathroom stalling moment, but inside my minivan, like, is this it? You know, I want out. I was not happy. I had become now super mom instead of super career woman. And deep inside, I felt lost. And something I knew had to change. And I decided to take action, but it wasn't overnight. It took a long time. One thing that I pride myself on is nurturing friendships and nurturing connections with people. So I had taken my corporate life and just shared with people so that they could grow their own career trajectory. But I had to do a lot of self discovery and spiritual growth to figure out what I wanted to do. And while I was helping other people build their lives, I eventually figured out that by helping others, I was helping myself. So I didn't know how to help them necessarily. I didn't figure out I wanted to become a career coach, which is who I've become. But I knew that I was having a lot of joy by helping women realize that they didn't have to be boxed into this idea of being perfect, whether they were moms, whether they were, daughters taking care of their parents, or perfect wives. It was just there was just so much need for them to be validated through these roles. So I'm really excited to tell you that I figure out a way to put together a program, which you mentioned is called The Best Ages Now, because it really doesn't matter. I have clients who are millennials, just so frustrated with their life and their careers. And I have empty nester women who are trying to figure out what's next for me. What do I want to do with my life? So finding this redundancy of words of passion, purpose, and path needs to, it applies to so many things. So I came up with a fantastic program and I started helping women, and I was having a lot of success, but they were starting to get overwhelmed. And it comes back to that circle of wanting to be perfect at anything we do. And they were like, Michelle, I think this is great, but I don't have any time to do this. I don't have time to put together, what I want to do with my life, because I just don't have time. So I had to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, how am I going to help them? I can create the best of any, but I don't have time to apply it. We're getting nowhere. So I eventually decided to get mentors and coaches, and some of them were Hal Elrod's from the Miracle Morning and Robin Sharma from the 5 a.m. Club. And they have a fantastic mantra on waking up early with the sunrise. And it's scientifically proven that when you wake up with the sunrise and when you wake up 1 hour before your bed, whenever you decide to wake up, it doesn't matter if you wake up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 9 a.m. You just have to reel it back 1 hour so that you have that time to yourself to work on yourself. And that's when I finally figure out that I needed to do a sunrise challenge with my women and be able to help them find time. And that's where I am today. And I'm really excited with the program and how it's helped so many women not only find time for themselves, but set the tone for everybody else they encounter with. It kind of has this, snowball, beautiful effect on everyone you come in contact with.
Can you share a little bit more about that? How does it affect others?
Because think about it. We as women, we get out in working mode and we are always dealing with our checklist. And from the moment you wake up, perhaps you're getting your phone, what do I need to do? And you're in just like this, you're saturating your brain to go into your checklist mode again. So when you just take time, for example, to do a program like the Miracle Morning, which deals with the savers, the lifesavers, you're dealing with time and space for silence. And when you think of silence, it's not meditation, it's pure silence. Affirmations, which for some people may sound hokey, but you really set up kind of the business plan for your mind. And being now an expert in calmness, that your thoughts pretty much are, the director for your emotions. So affirming what you want, having that intention and the visualization that comes with it, and getting your body moving and reading and learning and journaling, that all puts together a person who is destined to have a great day, because you already fed yourself with not just positivity, but just all the things that because you design it according to your life, purpose, what you want to achieve. So you already achieve in 1 hour what most people do not have time or energy to accomplish throughout the entire day. And
Oh,
then
love
you're
that.
a happier person. I
Right,
have to
because you feel
say,
accomplished. I was going to ask if you have an example of of something that you've done, incorporated in this routine that you have, that brought you joy, and kind of how that worked out for you as far as what it maybe there was goals that you had set or things like that.
yes. So in the summer challenge, I put together goal setting. It's good that you mentioned that as one of the days, because if we don't have that intention of what do you want to do with this program, what do you want to work on yourself? For some people, it may be health, it may be wellness, it may be exercise, it may be getting in touch with how you're actually feeling, having clarity on what you want to achieve in life. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that this formula is going to go perfectly every morning. You have to prioritize what you want to do and use. But for me, what has worked so well, and it's a constant, is having silence. Is waking up without, let's let's go and do this and that, and look at the news and see what the weather is, and get breakfast going, and I need to get my workout in, but it's just not dumping your brain with any activity. So you would think that you wake up refreshed, right? Because you just woke up, right? But that's not necessarily what's happening when you put silence. And I do some affirmations, and for me personally, prayer. It allows me to have not only grace for myself as a human being, and because I've always been so demanding upon what I want to accomplish, it kind of gives me a break, a pass of wow, this is a treat. It's a treat to do nothing. And I sit in silence with nature, which I teach people how to do. And it's wonderful because I've had clients who are like, I can't just shut down my brain. I'm thinking about the bird who I saw and where is it migrating to. And so we walk into just learning techniques on achieving each of these goals. And some of the other days that we walk through in the Sunrise Challenge are about journaling, for example, goal setting, having clarity as to what you want to do in life, whether it's an entrepreneurial idea or whether it's within your corporate environment. It is very customized for each individual. So I love that about the program.
Wow, I love that too. And I wanted to ask, so the best age is now. Does that talk about do you have focus on being present in it, and kind of happy and where you are, like appreciation for like the journey? Is that what's the now referring to, I guess?
The now is getting away from ageism, right?
Mm,
It's purposefully saying it doesn't matter where you are in life. I have clients who have little kids and they're like, but I can't do any of this until my kids are in autopilot, maybe in high school. And I'm like, if you wait until your kids are in high school or in college, you don't have a plan. You haven't been fostering relationships that are going to allow you to get there. Relationship based networking is something I talk about in one of the days, because everything has to have a lot of intention. And while the plan changes as you live your life, when you're purposeful about how you want to accomplish these goals, there's a lot of intention coming your way with everything you do. So one of the things that I didn't anticipate in integrating in the best ages now is the growth mindset, which you are probably very familiar with. And when I ask my clients, hey, can we shorten this program? Can we take this out? They're like, no, I wouldn't have done anything. I wouldn't have accomplished anything in this program wouldn't it have been for mindset. And that's why, as a career coach, I had told you I'm not an expert in calmness, but for some reason I keep gravitating to my mindfulness and how to make sure women are not put in the spot for achieving balance. That's just one sentence that I've taken away. I started with achieving balance, and I've come to the realization that there's no such thing, that you cannot juggle all balls at the same time. It's impossible. And I tell women, and that's my main message, it's okay not to have them all up at the same time. Balance is an illusion, and what we get to accomplish each day is going to have grace for what doesn't get accomplished.
Oh, I love that word,
Yeah.
grace, having grace. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow. It is. And, you know, when you're talking about mindfulness and we're talking about being present and talking about until, I think until is the worst word in the English language. Recently,
Yes.
I've really felt that passionately because I've said it many times, until I get to this weight, until I get this job, um, you know, when this happened, until and when are like the worst things because it's as if it may never happen, or you have to wait for that to happen to live a certain way or be happy. When I'm at this weight, I'll be happy. When I have this perfect person in my life. I just had a friend say it to me the other day on a call. Oh, I can't wait until I meet this right person, and then I'll get to do this with my life, and I'll get to go on these adventures. I said, why can't you go on the adventures now? I'd love to go with you.
Yeah. Right on.
Or you could go
I,
by yourself, you know, live life.
it, yeah, absolutely. And you see, that's another thing that I see a big difference on between men and women. We are always having this fantasy life. When it comes to maybe you buy something and you don't want to wear it until there's a big occasion for it, right? Men don't do that with life. They wear it right away, the next day. Seizing the moment and living in the now, which is part of mindfulness, comes with the acceptance that the future is not part of our control, right? We cannot control it. So that is the steps that I help women take. Just deal with your controllables. So what are your controllables? Your faith, your purpose, your attitude, your actions, your responses to things. So if you just deal with what with those things that you can actually control and have, a say at, you can control your attitude and your response, but you cannot control what's going to happen tomorrow. You can control how you react to it. And that's why waking up in the morning gives you that growth, that continuous growth, because we take time to learn as and scribing. Another great suggestion that I take from the 5 a.m. Club from Robin Sharma is that he believes in the 60-10 rule, which some people do the 50-10 rule, which is you do something focused throughout the day for 15 minutes, and then you can a 10-minute break, right? So we start integrating a lot of these techniques, and it allows us to have multiple breaks. So it's not just about waking up early, having that 1 hour, and poof, everything. It's like now on the hamster wheel of life. No, we also learn how to deal with the day, as you say, not putting false illusions for the future, living the moment, and able to give yourself more breaks throughout the day.
Sure.
So,
That helps with mindset. Not only feeling like you start the day off with a great personal wellness practice, but then you continue that wellness practice. It's not just something you do in the morning, but it's also something you can incorporate throughout your day, like you're saying, time management and just being able to to step away in the middle of the day for a walk because you need a break, or contact a loved one, or whatever it is that you enjoy doing, something that you look forward to. I would say, a couple times a day, having that morning routine. I have a really important morning routine. I read the Hal Elrod Miracle Morning, but I also read a bunch of other books. And one of the biggest things about it was setting goals and using affirmations to keep positive and focused on my goals.
Yes.
And it's incredible when I don't get that time, or I don't prioritize that time. My mindset and my mood are much different. In fact, I just wrote a blog post this week over the weekend and posted up about my experience in my morning practice, and talking about how I've incorporated the idea of waking up earlier. When I was in my corporate job, I would wake up earlier and I would do 10-minute blocks of like 10 minutes of writing, 10 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of yoga. And then I would do like 30 minutes walk outside. And I felt amazing. And then like I'd go to work and tell people that they were like, "You did all that
Ah,
before
I
you
know.
came into work? What?"
That's the feedback that my audience starts getting. It's like, because I tell them, you must go outside and look at the sunrise. You take a picture, but they end up getting involved with adding more time, waking up even earlier and adding walking and catching the sunrise and posting pictures, just because it's so therapeutic. There's science-based research that says that the rays of the sunrise actually give you the endorphins and promote all the good feels of the body, just like exercise would. So achieving so much before the world starts just consuming you, it's the ability to give yourself a foundation where you are centered. You are pretty much centered. And while you're not going to be able to balance everything and get everything accomplished, you have intention on how to approach it. You have not only goals, but you're learning. You're pretty much on this life university before the the world wakes up. So it only happens through action. I get a lot of pushback from my non-early risers, and they're like, "Can I not do this on Sunday?" I'm like, "It's a lifestyle. A habit has to be practiced every day." So I had to practice this obviously before I could teach anybody. So even the days that I say I'm going to give myself a pass and I'm not going to wake up early, my body wakes me up now. So it's wonderful because I feel that I'm not tired. I feel that I am looking forward to getting up, and I'm looking forward to doing all these things that I get to accomplish before anyone distracts me.
That's
So
what I was going to say is, what about the people that are listening right now, or, they're thinking, there's no way I'm waking up at sunrise. Are you kidding me? Like, I really want to incorporate this kind of method, but I don't know that I can do the sunrise thing, or even, and I don't know, what feedback do you have, or like tips about somebody who maybe wants to start, but is like kind of resistant to that idea of waking up earlier?
it's going to take practice. Yes, I agree with you. It's not going to come natural on day second. Like I get some comments when I start the challenge, and on day two, they're like, "I'm running out of steam," and it's like a 6 p.m. comment, and I'm like, "Yes, of course you are." It's like stopping to drink caffeinated, beverages. It's going to take practice. I haven't had one single person say they regret having done it. And everyone who's done it has modified their lifestyle. So while not everyone has changed their lifestyle to wake up every day on sunrise, they wake up earlier. They have included a bunch of these practices, and now they don't see life any other way. They really don't. And I think the only way women are going to work into how they're going to find what brings them joy, whether it's this new entrepreneurial idea that you want to launch and you never have time for, or this mom of 3 little kids who wants out, and wants to be able to say, I'm something beyond that. I can't believe I'm going to have to wait, 15 years for me to relaunch, for me to put myself back out there. It's kind of fun having that time to plan what your next step is. I have a client who um, is was an accountant, and she is now a stay-at-home mom of three. And she basically now is putting together. She's more into financial planning, so now she's come to the realization she wants to do financial planning for not-for-profits as a volunteer. She's already giving her time to a bunch of organizations. So instead of baking cookies, she's doing financial planning for not-for-profits, whether it's Boy Scouts or whether it's the PTA. That is going to contribute into your life much more meaningful. And by the time your kids are out, or I have another client who is an attorney, and she has come to the realization that she wants to be a humanitarian aid. So those are obviously two, big extremes. But a lot of realization and after that self-reflection comes into place. Our minds are too busy throughout the day to figure it out. There's
Yeah.
just no way. We're women. We want to find an agenda to keep ourselves busy. So I highly encourage your, women out there to think about it, because it is an opportunity to just focus on you.
Awesome. Yeah, so true. And it's like, when I can remember being in my corporate job, and even in other jobs in my lifetime, I've just been struggling financially for so long. And then I'm so stressed and anxious. Even when I do have a decent paycheck, I'm just so overwhelmed. And there's just not any capacity in my brain to think about, what would I like to do? I have no idea. There's like 1,000 things. I could maybe think of something, but how do I get that defined into one thing? And then how do I figure out how to do that one business idea when I have seven? Like, I ended up having like 20 business ideas. And I'm like, it took me 2 years of doing a morning routine with implementing, like, I call them weekend workshops, where I like did online learning and implementing around journaling and things like that. So I identify, like, oh, this is what I want to do in my path. But it does take a while to really, but I didn't take that time until, my late 30s. And I didn't, before that, my mindset wasn't that this was something I had time to do, that I had time to like think about. I was like, I don't have time for that. I got to go work. I got to go do
And
this
look
or
at
that.
you now. Look
Control,
at you now. That's
control.
wonderful. I really admire you for, it's not easy. It's a discipline. But once you do it, like anything in life, like going to the gym, or like, walking around the block first, and then then you're walking your 10,000 steps. It's a discipline, it's a habit, it's a lifestyle choice, and it brings so much clarity, joy, and sense of accomplishment. And I know I don't like using that word, because I think it reverts back to my perfectionist, mantra, old mantra, I should say. But it does bring you a sense of, wow, I treated myself.
Yeah.
I am a better, friend, worker, mom, professional. I'm a better contributor of life because I
Yeah.
treated myself.
And once you take care of yourself and your needs are met, you can step out into the world a happier, calmer, peaceful
Yes.
person, and want to share the joy with others, share life with others, instead of maybe feeling more drained. It leaves you with that energy, like you're saying. So we will cap it there, because we have a lot more to talk about. We could hopefully we'll talk much more about this. That's our plan for Wednesday,
I
this
would
coming
love to.
Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, for everybody who's listening or watching, on our Find Calm Here website. Or if you're in the Find Calm Here community, you can check out the events tab, and it will be there, the link to our Zoom call. You can register for that. And then I think, Michelle, you're going to have that somewhere on something on your Instagram, or I don't know where you're going to put the links up.
Yes, I can put it up on your end and on mine. My name is Michelle, Michelle, and my last name is Pijuan. If you know any Juans out there in the world, you just start with P-I and then Juan, Juan. And that you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and I will be more than happy to welcome you. We start on November 30th, right after Thanksgiving, because I believe after a lot of gratitude and a holiday weekend, it's great to get started with a practice that is going to be a gift to yourself.
Oh, and I love that you're starting it, right before the end of the year. Because a lot of people think about, well, I'll start things in the new year. But it's great to start something like this as a habit before the new year, because then it'll be really more ingrained and it won't so much be that resolution that you let go of, right? You've already incorporated it from,
That's a great perspective. I'd never thought of it that way. But yeah, like why wait to start something when you can? It's like if you're going to run a marathon on January 1st, you already practiced for it and you're already running on January 1st. So yes, I love that. I love that perspective of, once you start your new year, you'll be ready to have a new practice in your life that it's adding an hour to your day out and then you add a day to your week. That's pretty much what it feels like in terms of you working on things that are going to be important to you, not to anybody else, but to you.
That's what's great about it too, is it really is customizable because you can just say, you know what, I want to. Somebody I was just talking to said they wish they had more time to dance.
Yes.
And I'm like, so do that. Incorporate that in your morning routine. Plan for 10 minutes of just like jamming in your PJs, rocking to your record player or CD disc player or iPad or iPod, whatever the device is,
Yes.
just jam out. And I thought that was a great, and she was saying about tarot cards and all these different things that I hadn't even thought about, but that was what that she's like, oh, I wish I could incorporate these things, more into my life. And I'm like, that would be a great morning routine, because then it would be something you incorporate in with other things that you're doing in the morning,
Yes, and
and
then and it
something you
develops
look forward to.
community because now I have some ladies who joined the last challenge. They're now doing a workout in the morning for like 20 minutes, and then they join on Zoom, and then they're not doing dance, but they're doing some fun stuff
Movement,
that
yeah.
is different. So yeah, it contributes to whatever you want to grow on. It's not limited to a specific, I don't believe in formulas. I believe in recommending something that fits your lifestyle.
Yeah, so cool. Well, thank you so much for taking some time out today to chat with me. I appreciate it. I can't wait for our event on Wednesday. It's going
Me
to be
too.
so fun. I will share out this podcast, and I hope to see you all on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks so much. I'm going to end it now. Have a great week. Find some calm in your day. Maybe find some fun and wake up with the sunrise. Maybe try that for your next assignment with the Find Calm Your community. And we'll see you later. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you, Deb. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.